My expectations before I conceived. Well, after I got married 2013, we decided to wait for a year. And then after a short while, my husband left and I joined him 2015. And so, yeah, that was my expectation before um, conceiving. And yeah, when I came, it wasn't forthcoming. And that was when I started becoming worried. Yeah, I was worried because anyone that sees you wants to pray that prayer of conception by this time next year. We should carry your baby, and some even got as far as saying we want twins and all of that. And I got worried, and to Kabirol, I attend friends' baby showers, delivery, and it's normal for you to be emotional, and all of that got me.
It was pretty a long time because after we got married and I have to travel to the States, I was actually waiting and everybody was actually picking on me. They said, I'm moody, I'm this, I'm that. But finally, when she joined me 2 years later, our original plan changed because we are like waiting. We agreed that we need to wait for a year before we got a baby, but now we have already expended 2 years on the train and we become so curious and so anxious, but I was really confident because I'm there to console her that I was going to be fine.
Actually, it was prayer. Thank God for my husband, because when he sees me down, we always pray together, and he encourages me. So, um, I would say he played a major role in shutting that down.
Yeah, there was a struggle because anytime I come back from work, I see my wife moody, and when I ask her, why are you this moody? You have everything at your disposal. Why are you moody? And she was like, anybody that prayed with her always want to prophesy by this time next year you will have a baby. I said, you remember we told God that we're going to stay a year, and we have not even stayed that year because you just joined me. It's not barely up to 2 months, and you're becoming this moody. So let's go back and actually meet God and tell God that we are ready to have the baby. And we prayed that night, and the following day was Sunday. When I went to church, I met my pastor's wife, and she was like, they are visiting us that same day. I was like, that's cool. I called my wife and I told her, Pastor is visiting us that day. And so when Pastor visited us, after all the chatting, he now asked us, is there something we're actually waiting for to have a baby? She was like, we are ready to have a baby. And the pastor prayed, and he was like, 90 days from now, you have a baby. And for me, I held on to that it will not get to 90 days. So I was just counting the days. So immediately after 2 months, I started telling her, yeah, you're pregnant. And she was like waving it up until when I get to like 20 days, elapsed 2 months, that is 2 months and 20 days, I told her, now I know you're pregnant because my pastor said 90 days. And she won't believe me. I went ahead and get to the store and get her the pregnancy test kit. I said, check yourself, you're pregnant. And I was at the work when she sent me a picture that the test really positive that she's pregnant.
How I felt when I realized I was pregnant. Actually, he suspected it, but I didn't want to get my hopes high. So he said, "You're pregnant." I said, "I'm not. I still have a day or two for my cycle." He said, "You're pregnant," and I didn't take him serious. I didn't want to be excited, but on his way back home, he got a test kit for me to use. I ignored it. I didn't want to, because I don't want anything to spoil my mind. So, but the next morning I had to, and it didn't even take up to 30 seconds. The result came. I was like, wow, I was like, is this really real? And let me just still keep watching. I was really excited, yeah.
I was about screaming right at work. Right then, I pick up my phone, I text my pastor, I text his wife, I text my immediate pastor in charge, I text my friend. I said, we're expecting a baby, and the excitement at work, everybody go, have a piece of it. They are like looking, I'm so excited without anything happening around me. So because I know God is faithful and he always showed himself to be faithful.
The bedding process, okay, that's another side, it's another dimension. Um, the whole process was something I can't explain. Yeah, but one thing I know was it wasn't up to 5 minutes. My baby came. Yeah, it wasn't quite up to 5 minutes. She came, and so I think the joy just supersedes the pain and all of.
Oh, the birthing process was actually a test of faith and actually see God in action. You know, because I said it's a test of faith because um, when we realized that we are having a baby girl, I actually wanted a boy because I know I'm always emotional about baby girls, and she wanted a baby girl. And I was like, okay, when we found out that it was a baby girl, like in her 6 months, she went to the hospital and they told her she had a fibroid. And only telling her that she had, is it fibroid, right? Yeah. When they said she had a fibroid, and she was like, it increased and it turned out to a different human being altogether every time she sang. I said, man, we serve a living God. God has given you this journey and God will take it all from you. And from that day, I took it personal and I always decree in our life that this thing has nothing to do with you.
The doctors already gave us a date that if the baby did not come forth before that day, they're going to carry out the C-section. Prior to that day, we had a labor. She had a labor, and we have to rush her to the hospital. And we waited for a day. When the nurses came and prepared everything, was ready to, take her to the operating room. One of the nurses checked and found out that the baby is already here. He called the doctor. In less than 2 minutes, she brought forth our angel.
Wow, she's here. Well, the feeling, I would say I'll be honest with you, it's a mixed feeling altogether, you know. Sometimes you want to cry because you don't know what to do. Sometimes you're just confused, you know, and sometimes when you just look at her, the joy just supersedes all.
That was a different story altogether where my angel was here because I was singing, I was smiling, I posted on Facebook. I was like, it was a different world altogether, you know. Looking at yourself, looking at my wife, looking at me, that I have somebody that I could bring forth to the world. But I know right in me, my wife sometimes she was like expecting me because I never regarded myself as the father of the baby. Till tomorrow, I still call her God's child. I call her my baby, but you are a God's child. So no matter I process anything on her, just like I am just the caretaker and the father is up there. So I always tell her, don't bother. Her father is up there taking care of her. On behalf of my wife, Happiness Andrew, my baby, Divine Tamnonengilfuri Andrew, and myself, I want to appreciate everyone out there, especially my pastor and his wife, my church, my prayer group, and my relations all over Nigeria, and even my mother-in-law, as I used to call her, the elder sister to my wife, Auntie Doris. She was supposed to be here, but she couldn't make it, and she has to send her friend, Auntie Esther. We are very grateful to you. I want to thank your husband, Mr. Sunday, for sending you out here to come and support us. To everyone expecting such a testimony, I'm praying and prophesying that God will meet you at the point of your need, and the help God has rendered unto me, He will render double to you in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you. God bless you.
Isi kendo kena degi atata aka akaya aka Jehovah nebema. Oh, Jehovah.